Whew. So I just got a $20 tip from a police officer for just doing his house, and I didn't even do anything fancy. I did give him my personal cell number because he just moved here, and I said, you know how people are with bugs. If you have
Take the next right onto Clarendon Drive.
If you have any problems, whatever, you know, text me. You know, even if it's on the weekend, I'll you know. So, you know, like I was saying, you know, like what do you you know, I kind of have the motto, you know, that if you're doing the right thing, you don't have nothing to worry about.
In 800 feet, turn left.
All right, I'm gonna turn you down. I appreciate your effort. I kind of have the motto, you know, if you're not, if you're doing the right thing, you don't have nothing to worry about, you know. So, you know, my mom used to tell me that, like, well, if you have to do something and you're doing the right thing and you're in doubt, just do the right thing and you don't have nothing to worry about. So what I'm talking about is, you know, and even like watching like Grady Judd videos, you know, this happened in Polk County. So this is part 2 of the video. But so this guy had a dog. I kind of felt like the animal didn't have any food or water. It was inside air conditioning, but the crate I felt was extremely small and it didn't have any food or water. And I just felt like, you know, I don't know what the law is. If he didn't do anything wrong, then he has nothing to worry about. But I called animal control in Polk County. So then the guy called and said, it's none of my business. I'm there to do a job at his house. And yada yada yada. And that's what the girl in my office said, like, you know, don't, you know, next time just don't get involved. And I said, well, that's not who I am as a person. 1, 2, so what, I'm gonna walk around worried the rest of my life? Like, that's what's wrong with the world. We think I'm not gonna be a coward. You know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to be a coward and worry about, like, oh, you know, that's like what police officers have to worry about. You know what I mean? Like today, like doing the right thing. Well, I don't feel, I didn't do it out of spite or it wasn't a fake call. The guy's dog was in a cage. I'm not big on, you know, dogs being in kennels and shit like that. They had no food, no water, can't really turn around that good. I didn't think the kennel was size appropriate, and I don't think it's appropriate to leave an animal in, whether it shits or pisses in your house. Okay, well, you know, you better figure out you know, whatever. So whatever, the guy calls and says, you know, it's none of my business, yada, yada, yada. I should have just fucking just did my job and la da 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 da. And I'm like, well, that's true, you know. If there was nothing going on in your house, and there was nothing that I felt like was a crime, or animal abuse or child neglect or something that, like, you know, like, it wasn't like I seen like your weird porn videos on the floor or something and I was like, wow, this guy's a fucking pervert, I better call the police. I'd seen the dog situation and I said, hey, this is what's up. So my boss, his daughter, was acting like, well, you know, you don't need to, you know, blah blah blah. And I said, well, I do need to blah blah blah, because if I lose my job over this, I need to look, first and foremost, it's just an issue of integrity, and I need to fucking look at myself and know that I did the right thing. Whether it cost me, listen, I lost my job as a corrections officer because I wouldn't forge a fucking document and lie and fucking say that this and this happened when it didn't and try to get somebody fucked up. So I have the motto, what would Jesus do? And if you don't believe in Jesus, I'd say, what would Grady Judd do? And I feel like I did what both of them would have done.